Blame Truth here, and they just dropped the info, or some info, some teaser info for Black Ops 6 Season 1, and they also came out with a patch today, so we're going to be covering that in this video. Now, I'm actually going into this pretty blind. So blind, in fact, that I haven't even had a chance to hop on and play the game. That's why you're getting XDefiant gameplay. And before people complain and say, dude, I want to see Black Ops 6 gameplay, motherfucker, if you want to see me beating up noobs on Nuketown, let me tell you, I got a lot of those videos. I've been playing since Black Ops 1, and they've been recycling this shit since Black Ops 1. 14 goddamn years. Go back and watch one of those videos and just put it on mute and listen to me talk if the XDefiant gameplay bothers you that much. Or better yet, just squint and, I don't know, summon the ghost of David Vonderhaar with a Ouija board or whatever. He'll spell out Ram Power Wagon with the letters. And he's not even dead. He's just gone in a different studio. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the nitty gritty. The meat and potatoes, the creme de la creme. That's French for good ass cream. All right, let's read these patch notes before we get into the maps. Modes addressed an issue where players were spawned in when joining a session in progress instead of spectating before selecting a loadout. Yes, we saw ourselves in a kill cam before selecting a loadout too. Treyarch plays their own game. I don't really believe that, but let's continue. Improved stability in effective game mode. Spawns. General spawn logic tuning across several maps for improved spawning. Well, there's nowhere to go but up when you're this far fucking down, so that's good, but I don't think that's going to change much. I mean, these are the dirt worst spawns. The worst spawn system I personally have ever seen, but hey, I appreciate them trying. Spawn tuning will be an ongoing process of taking in... There's that word. I can't even say it. Oh, God. In data! Reviewing gameplay and making measured adjustments in the live environment. Our number one goal is to always provide the safest spawn that we can across all maps and game modes. If that was your number one goal, then you would make maps bigger than a saltine cracker, motherfuckers. But what do I know, right? Let's continue. They changed some weapons as well. It's been awesome seeing players discover and share their favorite weapon builds during the first week of launch. Every day we monitor both player feedback and game. There's that word. Oh my God. Game. Data! To keep tabs on how the weapon meta is evolving and prepare for a comprehensive tuning pass in Season 1. We have seen the discussions about the relative balance of assault rifles and submachine guns, and we are making some early general changes to adjust their effective ranges. For ARs, we are pulling in minimum damage ranges and lessening the impact of headshots at close range. Huh? Why would you nerf headshots further? They already do dick all, and the attachment you gave us to make them better sucks ass. Anyway, SMGs are receiving damage range increases to improve their mid-range effectiveness. Why nerf headshots in an FPS? I've been trying to understand. Like, you could literally Jeff Hardy swanton bomb around the map, as well as just head glitch your way to fucking victory in all of these maps. There are so many head glitches on every single route. Why would you nerf headshots in this game in general, but also nerf them further with this change? I don't really get it. Help me understand. They're harder to hit than ever, with people flying around, motherfuckers doing Darby Allin suicide dives and coffin drops and shit. I'm expected to hit them in the head. Meanwhile, Timmy No Thumbs head glitched on his fucking post on Vorkuta can just sit there all match and like farm me because there's no flanks. The headshot multiplier sucks, so I can't get him off of it. It's just, I do not get it. I do not get it. I mean, they're literally nerfing the shittiest attachment. The CHF barrel multiplier reduced from 1.48 to 1.42. What in the fuck is that? Why? Headshot multiplier reduced from 1.3x to 1.15x. I mean, what's the point of fucking accuracy anymore? I don't even want to read the rest of these. Who cares? Like... I'll leave a link to this blog post. I'm not going to go over all the changes for the weapons. A lot of them are just minuscule or like, you know, range differences or whatever. They changed some shotgun stuff as well. Slug attachments, not a huge deal. Nerfed the range on those a little bit. Perks though. Recon Combat Specialty. Reduced duration that enemies are highlighted after respawning to 1.5 seconds from 2 seconds. Uh-huh. An additional reduction will be coming before Season 1. Why not just reduce it all now? What? Resolved an issue that allowed players to activate Recon Combat Specialty by changing loadouts. Oh, that thing that made S&D unplayable. Yeah, okay, well, that's good at least. They nerfed Dispatcher. Increased Dispatcher perk score cost for UAV from 500 to 550. Increased Dispatcher perk score cost for counter UAV from 550 to 600. As we head into Season 1, we are continuing to observe fucking word data and feedback for perks and combat specialties in multiplayer. Currently, Enforcer is the most popular combat specialty, with Recon in second place. It's not just about the fucking word. It's not just about the data, though. Well, that's shocking, as your feedback is a critical part of how we approach tuning of the live game. With that said, we are making some spot adjustments today as we continue to take a holistic look at our perks and combat specialties moving forward. Flashbang. Reduce flashbang tactical screen effect duration by 20%. Okay. Increased health of UAV and counter UAV rockets to destroy remain unchanged. Increased initial explosion radius of napalm strike, reduced the initial entry delay of the LDBR, increased the flying speed of the strategic bomber, reduced score cost for interceptors from 1250 to 1. Fuck that goddamn streak. Leave that shit in Cold War and leave it there to die. Fuck any kind of counter streak. Dude, it takes like 19 kills to get a chopper gunner, and these fucking doofuses can just call this in cheaper now. Make it cheaper than the UAV next, Treyarch, please. Consult your data, please. Adjusted stance change cooldowns to reduce effectiveness of repeated prone to stand movement, enough snaking. Okay, XP earn rates, adjusted player XP and weapon XP earn rates for most modes to ensure that players are being rewarded for their match performance as expected wherever they play. These changes include increased weapon XP earn rates for most modes, good because the leveling is slow as shit, increased player XP earn rates for the following modes, TDM, Control, Search and Destroy, Gunfight, slight decrease for player XP and weapon XP earned in face-off modes. That's like the only reason to play face-off is to get more XP fast, because the entire thing is a meat grinder. But whatever, dude, fine. And then the rest is just whatever. Now, those changes, I'm not trying to be negative, but these changes for the most part fucking suck and are not good enough. Like, the dispatcher thing, I can kind of see why that's getting nerfed or whatever. The UAV spam, the counter UAV spam is already pretty stupid. But I just don't understand why you'd make the interceptor better when, like, it takes 8 to 10 business days to even place my fucking sentry gun down, for example. Like, why not improve some of the animation speeds for calling stuff in? Whipping out the fucking banana phone in this game, it's like I'm a 90-year-old man with arthritis. But either way, those are the changes we are getting with the first patch. At least they're doing them quickly, I'll say. This is like, what, 9 days after the game launched? At least they're doing them quickly, although, as we know from the past, I'm pretty sure they're going to go on vacation after they drop Season 1, and if that's fucked up, and it probably will be, because anytime they do some kind of Warzone integration, everything gets messed up. Remember a few years ago when they broke like 3 different Call of Duty games with that Vanguard Warzone integration? Just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Can we get a fucking game that isn't integrated with this BR free-to-play poor boy slop, please? Sorry if you guys like playing Warzone, but that's what it is. I mean, I say that playing a free-to-play game with XDefiant here, so whatever. I guess I'm a hypocrite. But, like, at least XDefiant is not integrated with, I don't know, Spider Solitaire or something. Every time they update XDefiant, I don't have to re-download my card texture pack because my 9 of diamonds has a penis on it. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. Let's go over the maps, okay? Let's just go over the maps. They did a little teaser video, and I want you guys to really look at these and pay attention. So I've slowed this down a lot because it's only like a 10-second teaser video, but I see barricades there on the left, and that implies that that's not a playable area. So what looks like the actual playable map is that parking lot, the warehouse, and the helipad. It looks like everything else is just scenery. And while the map does look good, it looks cool. I like how it's set on the water and whatnot. There's a little tunnel there, I noticed as well. So it looks cool. It looks good from an artistic standpoint, but from an autistic standpoint, it looks pretty fucking shit. And I say that as someone who's mildly on the spectrum. Listen, guys, we got to make some maps that are bigger than a book of stamps, please. Heirloom, it's set in a museum. Now, again, this looks good. Our team's doing a great job for making the maps look good, but we have no idea the scale just from what they've showed us here. I would imagine if it's a museum, it's going to be a bit bigger, but it's not even the size of things I'm worried about necessarily. It's how the maps play. So there seems to be a balcony here, but it's dark up there. So can you even get up there? Maybe. I don't know. Again, man, half the museum could be like sectioned off or whatever for Joseph's new door exhibit. So it could be tiny. I don't know. And then we have Hideout, which again, you see the fence there near the Jeeps towards the right, bottom right of the screen. So that looks sectioned off, and it looks like a small 2-lane map. Again, small 2-lane map. Guys, I'm just going to say this. I mean, this part looks like shipment, you know? I'm just going to say this. If these maps suck and they're small and this is what we're getting for season 1, this game is going to lose a lot of players fast. I don't know about you, but like every fucking default map in the game sucks hairy, grotesque balls. It does. The only map I even want to play on is Nuketown, and I'm fucking bored of that map. Yeah, I'm bringing that back. I am bored of this 14-year-old map. I am bored. I am bored. I am bored. Give me something new that doesn't suck. Please. It's not that hard. Like, it's really not. If you're thinking it's a hard thing to do, it's really not, man. It's really not. There were people making better maps on fucking Forge back in the day on Halo 3, and they were not getting paid for it. So I'm failing to see exactly like what this game is trying to do. I mean, my last video is a bit of a conspiracy theory in that Infinity Ward seems to be making these maps. It's on their engine. Treyarch's helped out a lot with zombies and ranked play. Maybe Infinity Ward got moved to map making duty by Activision or something for this game. I really don't know. We know for a fact that Treyarch is going to be stealing Sledgehammer maps, so if one of those is a Sledgehammer map, I mean, Sledgehammer, they make pretty good maps, like mid to pretty good, but it's just not Treyarch quality. Like, that's the one thing I was looking forward to this year, and they dropped the ball so fucking hard, and I could tell they dropped the ball just from the beta. You know, like, Treyarch maps are just head and shoulders better than the other two studios' maps, and it's been that way for over a decade, nearly 2 decades at this point. This is not what I want to see Black Ops 6 become, guys. Like, this is just complete bullshit. If these maps suck, they're going to lose players. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I understand that they've been marketing this to, like, mouth-breathing shipment morons, but you have to make a game that's for the entire community. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make a game that is for every Call of Duty player. You cannot just show favoritism to the shitty players or the players that just want to mindlessly shoot and kill and die and respawn and shoot and kill and die and respawn. I mean, I'm serious, man. If there is a hell, it is me on the map stakeout, spawning in, chambering the fucking bullet in my gun, and then dying before I can even breathe. Over and over and over. That is my own personal hell. That's why in real life, I try to be a pretty decent human being so that hopefully I can get through the pearly gates upstairs and be able to play Black Ops 2 on dedicated servers with 1 ping. My idea of heaven. Let me know what you think of all this, the changes they made. Let me know what you think of these maps. Again, just go back and watch the slow-mo footage if you want, but these maps do not look big. And even if they are bigger, that is not like a guarantee they're going to be good. Look at maps like Red Card or Rewind. Rewind's not even that big, but it's just terrible. It's like they just forgot how to make proper 3-lane maps that flow well. Me and some buddies actually did this the other day to kind of play us out here. We hopped on a Discord call and we just started looking at the overhead view of some of the maps and trying to figure out why they're actually so bad in Black Ops 6. And me and my buddies, I mean, these are people that have been playing Call of Duty for decades. So we've been trying. So we were trying to just figure out what is wrong even in the 3-lane maps. For example, on Rewind, it's 3-lane, but there's these like head glitches and like rooftops and stuff on one side, and then the other side is just these long kind of unprotected sight lines with the tractor trailers, the transfer trucks. And that's a good example of like how they have fucked this up so bad. There's no rhyme or reason. It's like they just took a picture of a place and made it into a map and then just added some crates or whatever to it. I don't know. I want to continue going down the rabbit hole on why these maps are actually so bad. There's some rumors floating around that these are just POIs in Warzone, so they were made for that first to like cut down development time. But I gotta do more research when it comes to that. If that's the case, that would explain a lot as well. Again, it goes back to like Treyarch not really making these maps. That's like a Raven and Infinity Ward thing with Warzone. So, I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. Look, Season 1 maps aren't good. I'm going to go looking for David Vonderhaar in the desert and beg him to come back to Treyarch. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace. Oh, and real quick, should I bring my outro back with Skyrim? Let me know in the comments.